What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And I have to start this off by saying this. Defense wins championships is what I would be saying. If the 49ers had won the Super Bowl yesterday, the 49ers lose the Super Bowl. They lose to the Kansas City Chiefs 31-20. And to be quite honest, it was a pretty good game. It's shocking that the game is lost in the basically the last 6 minutes of the game. Kansas City basically rails off 2 touchdowns prior to the game ending. So to me, that was one of the most amazing games that I've seen. I really have to say this. Patrick Mahomes is definitely the best quarterback in the league, because this guy was he was pulling stuff out of his behind that you had never seen a quarterback do. And he is the sole reason the Kansas City Chiefs won that game. So again, like I said, it was a good game. I want to start this show off by saying this. All Redskins fans, y'all need to calm down, okay? Y'all definitely need to calm down. I understand Kendall Fuller and Bashaud Breeland made plays in the Super Bowl, which they supposed to do. Because again, you're talking about a championship being on the line. But understand this. If Bashaud Breeland and Kendall Fuller were in DC, they would have failed. You know why? Because we had Greg Manusky here. Greg Manusky basically lost us a lot of games. Lost us a ton of games. So guess what? Having Bashaud Breeland here or having Kendall Fuller here would not have made a difference at all. It would have been a situation where at the end of the day, Kendall Fuller, Bashaud Breeland would have just been 2 cornerbacks in a system that would have been burned up just like Josh Norman is, even though Josh Norman is bad. But, you know, that's just what would have happened. Kyle Shanahan probably would have been taking over the Redskins for his dad, but who's to say what quarterback he would have had here? I mean, he probably would have, you know, Kirk might have stayed, but again, Bruce is the reason Kirk left. Bruce is the reason we got the situation with Trent. So, I mean, hopefully this all works out, but again, like I said, all Redskins fans have to relax and chill, because understand this. During this regular season, Bashaud Breeland and Kendall Fuller weren't these standout cornerbacks that are going to the Pro Bowl this year. They just weren't. They were regular cornerbacks. You know, Bashaud Breeland, you got to give the guy credit, because not only is Bashaud Breeland an okay cover corner, it's just that he's bigger than a lot of the wide receivers. So he's actually a guy that basically is so physical with people, but at the same time he gets caught in bad positions a lot, because he was getting eaten up as well. Deebo Samuel was kind of lighting him up a little bit. So, you know, you gotta sit up there and say, yeah, Bashaud Breeland and Kendall Fuller were good in the Super Bowl, but you gotta also understand they might not have been that good here in Washington. So don't get mad, and don't go back to the whole thing of, you know, players leave here and they become superstars. No, neither one of them are going to the Pro Bowl. They made plays in the biggest game that they were supposed to make, and let's just leave it at that. I mean, to be quite honest, if Bashaud Breeland was so much better, then guess what? He would still be here. You know, I mean, we wouldn't have thought to take Josh Norman and his massive contract on, because we would have just felt, nah, we got Bashaud Breeland. Don't get me wrong. I will say this. It's not like this franchise hasn't made massive mistakes before. But again, you gotta understand that these guys, just because they came up big in the championship game, that doesn't mean that these guys were going to be that successful with us. So at the end of the day, it was a good game. I'll get into some things in the game. The halftime show. The halftime show was entertaining. What I didn't like was the lip syncing. The lip syncing was just bad. You could tell they were like running over. And then, like most people who lip sync, they normally hold the mic over their mouth so people can't see it. But they didn't do that at all. Another thing I thought was pretty funny was the lip syncing guitar riff that Shakira did. I mean, it's okay, you know. I mean, but we knew she wasn't playing the guitar. We knew she wasn't playing the guitar. And the fact that they put her out there like that, I thought that was kind of funny. I hear a lot of people talking about, you know, the twerking that Shakira did. Personally, me, I'm not that impressed. The reason I'm not that impressed is because I've seen the video with Cardi B and the City Girls. And I'm gonna have to say, after you've seen that video, there's nobody on this planet that can impress you with rump shaking that isn't in a strip club. I'm sorry. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's impressive to me. Because, like I said, I hear a lot of people talking about it, but me, I wasn't impressed. I mean, you don't believe me? Go watch the video, Cardi B and the City Girls, then come back to that Super Bowl halftime show, and trust me, your mind will be different. Another thing, the commercials, Super Bowl commercials, Jason Momoa, Aquaman for some of y'all. That I thought that was a very funny commercial. Him coming in there, taking his muscles off, taking his chest off, and then all of a sudden he gets on the couch and he takes his wig off, and he has the "you should just let it go" bald and hair thing going on that I thought was just hilarious, along with him struggling to lift the dumbbell bar, and Lisa Bonet had to help him out. I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. My favorite commercial has to be the Jeep Gladiator commercial where Bill Murray paid homage to Groundhog Day, the movie. I thought that was good. I thought that was a really, really good commercial. I like the MC Hammer Cheetos commercial, Can't Touch This. I thought that was pretty hilarious. I also like the Rick and Morty. For those who don't know what Rick and Morty is, it's a show that comes on Cartoon Network, and it's kind of like a parody of Back to the Future, but it's one of the most hilarious it's one of the most hilarious adult animated shows that's on Cartoon Network, and I strongly suggest y'all go and check it out. But that Pringles commercial was right on point with what the show is, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. The other thing that I thought was entertaining and that I actually liked it was the TurboTax Bounce video, because they were going off of New Orleans bounce music, and to see people just randomly dancing and stuff, I thought that was pretty good. So other than that, like I said, Super Bowl was a pretty good thing. Redskins fans, y'all need to calm down, because at the end of the day, Brashad Breeland and Kendall Fuller wasn't going to do that here. Like I said, Greg Minuski would have put them in bad positions anyway. And on top of that, I mean, they made plays in the game they were supposed to make plays. But at the same time, they also missed a lot of plays that could have lost them that game just as much. But again, like I said, defense wins championships. But when you face Kansas City, offense wins. This has been your man, John Fortune. And this has been first, before I go, the XFL is starting up. So I'll be doing XFL coverage a little bit, you know, talking about the XFL and other DC sports and everything like that. I'll be dropping the documentary this coming weekend. And after that, I hope our DC Defenders, now if our DC Defenders win the XFL championship on their first go around, then we can sit up here and call ourselves the true title town. Because, I mean, that would be insane. But this has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.